Hey guys, and today I want to talk about a topic that is kind of connected to me in a way because I've done this before, and that's game reviews. Now, recently, well, maybe not recent from when this video's up, but a YouTuber named Haydox had made a video. Now, there's a lot to this video, I'm not going to go into it, but if you know the channel Haydox, somewhat popular YouTuber. I mean, he's got like 100,000 subscribers, and yeah, obviously, like, he's deleted his like videos off his channel and stuff. There's a lot going on. I'm not going to get into that, but there is something that he mentioned in a video that he uploaded as of when I started recording this not long ago. But obviously, by now it will be a while back. But it's relevant to something that I want to bring up because one of the things that was said in that video that kind of baffled me was, and it was one of the first things said in the video, and that was that apparently Haydox owns up to have essentially stolen footage for his reviews. Not only that, but he also claimed to have never finished the games that he reviewed, or some of the games that he reviewed at least. Which kind of baffles me. How can someone review a game without even playing the game? How is that even possible? But the takeaway from this, if anything, is that game reviews nowadays, like, at least if we base it off of, or base them off of what Haydox was saying, like, can we even trust game reviews anymore? I mean, obviously, like, the game reviews that were on IGN and GameSpot, like, and all of that, like, you couldn't trust that anyways, just simply because, like, I'm talking about mainstream publications and websites. You couldn't trust them anyways because, well, they're mainstream sites, and obviously the publishers are always going to kind of like there's some bias there. As you can clearly tell, like, publishers look after them if they say good things about their game. It's not a secret, everybody knows about it. It's well known by now that these big game review sites are corrupt. But what hasn't been brought up is YouTube game reviewers, such as myself. And YouTube game reviewers are kind of like seen as like the anti-corporate reviewers, you know, like we're like the escape from channels like IGN and GameSpot and all of that. But the thing is, with this revelation, we might actually be less trustworthy than them. I mean, they weren't even trustworthy to begin with, but like, if there's channels out there that are uploading video reviews and they're not even playing the games that they review and they're also stealing other people's footage, then, like, because that's the thing, like, yeah, sure, it was Haydox that admitted to doing it, but if Haydox admits to doing it, who else could be doing it? Like, surely he's not the only person doing it. Surely there's more people that are doing the same thing, because if he can get away with doing it for so long and nobody even knew about it, then surely there's somebody else doing the same thing right now that nobody has ever called out, that nobody even knows, because how do people know? I remember someone actually did a video talking about like JRPG reviews. I forgot the channel now, unfortunately, but somebody did, and they brought that up. I think I mentioned it. Well, no, I don't know if I mentioned the channel, but it is something that oh god, I'm not doing very well here because I'm running out of shield here. This isn't going to go well. They're really bombarding me here. It's just not good. I'm going to die if I hit a wall or anything right now, which isn't good. Yeah. I couldn't get. Nah, we're dead. Yeah, let's just redo this. Yeah, like, there's, as I say, YouTubers, like, you can't trust them anymore. I don't think you can trust YouTube game reviewers anymore. I mean, obviously there's some that you can, but it's hard to know who. It's kind of weird, like, revelations like this are giving YouTube reviewers an even worse reputation now, because how is anyone supposed to trust these content creators? It just seems that nowadays, like, a lot of things are being exposed, and it really just goes to show just how fake a lot of YouTube content creation is. And, like, it really is, like, you're broadcasting to a lot of people, to the general public, and what people see is ultimately what they know. So if they don't see it, they'll never know. That's the thing about content creation, people. So if you can hide it, if you can hide, like, the truth, no one will ever know. Obviously, there's situations where truth ends up coming out, and yeah, that can lead to all kinds of things and stuff, but the thing about it is that there's a lot of secrets that we don't know about on this platform. A lot of secrets. And in general as well, like, not just on this platform, on all kind of gaming media platforms and pretty much everything that's gaming media related. It's kind of sad in a way, because as someone who was always interested in doing game review content for the longest time and seeing what it's become, seeing what the world of, like, game criticism has turned into in recent years, and just seeing how corrupt it is and how bad it's really gotten, and just how the gaming community is today, it's really sad. It really is. Like, obviously I'm not doing, like, video reviews anymore. Like, I'm done with that stuff now. Like, but the thing about it is that it does make me sad that even though I'm done with it, we're still in a time where we have people who are faking this shit, who aren't even doing the reviews, and it really shows just how disingenuous YouTube really can be. Like, YouTubers really can be, and how you can't trust anyone on this platform. Like, you really can't. Which is really sad. You know? Who do you trust on this platform? Obviously, you don't trust random people on the internet. You just don't. That's a golden rule. But when it comes to information, you've got to get information from trustworthy sources. But who do you trust if people are making this shit up? I mean, just look at my channel, for example. There's no bullshit. Because you look at the uploads that I do, and you'll see that I don't upload all the time. Like, I never uploaded reviews all the time. My reviews were uploaded, like, every now and again. I reviewed, like, very few games a year. Like, you have channels that review countless games in a year. Like, countless games. And we're coming to the end of, like, 2024, and how many games have I reviewed this year? Like, on my channel, I think I've done 3 game reviews this year. I did Grow Answer 6, I did Pokemon Colosseum, and I did Esports. That's it. Like, that's all I've done. Ah, shit. I haven't done anything else. And the thing is that I couldn't do anything else, because doing other things would be just way too difficult. Like, there's just not enough time for me to do, like, that many reviews. So it just makes me wonder, like, how do people do this shit? And I've always wondered, how do people actually get all these reviews out so quickly? There's so many answers, and we already know some of them. I mentioned it on the Truth About YouTube video, but it really does make me think, like, what is like, allowing people to get these reviews done so fast? Because playing games takes time, a lot of time. And I just don't understand how people can get through them so quickly. I still don't, to this day, understand how people get through games so quickly, but they just do. I've always been slow when it comes to playing games, I feel, at least. But there's a lot of reasons for that. Like, I don't really have the best attention span nowadays, especially. But the thing about it is that if people are owning up to this, then the possibility is there that people aren't actually playing these games, they're just reviewing them. And that's it. And it's just like, why do we have so much fake bullshit nowadays? Why does everybody have to be fake? But I guess that's kind of what YouTube's encouraging. I think that's kind of the key. I think because YouTube's the way it is, people are in a dilemma. Like, they either be an honest YouTuber and suffer, or take the easy way to success and potentially make something out of it and have a much bigger chance of success by, like, cheating the system. And I feel that that's kind of where YouTube's gone. It's gone to that point. It's gotten to that point where people are willing to cheat the system because they see monetary gain, they see financial gain, and I feel that the biggest thing that went wrong with YouTube in general was just monetization. I honestly think monetization is the problem, because if we weren't monetized for our content, then there won't be any incentive to cheat the system. Why would you need to cheat the system if there's no money in, like, to be had from, like, playing the game? You know, like, there's no money to be had. Why cheat the system? There's no point. You know? So why do it? But that's the thing. Monetization has just become a gradual decline for YouTube, and I feel that some people do it because they feel like, especially with YouTube being the way it is nowadays, like, you really have to keep up the momentum if you want to succeed. And you see it on a lot of channels where, like, people do the same sort of content time and time again, and part of me feels that they don't want to do it. They just have to do it, otherwise they'll fall down in the algorithm, and that'll kill their channel and kill their finances and their earnings. And they feel obligated to just do the same shit and, like, do stuff that is just garbage. I feel that that's the truth, and I feel that that's what a lot of people are doing. But I think that the same goes for people that cheat the system. People feel the need to do it because if they don't, then they won't get the thing out that will essentially maintain their momentum, so that they keep getting more views. Because that's it. Like, it's not about what you put into YouTube. That's not what it's all about. It's about, can you actually deliver the thing that's needed on time? Everything is about time. Everything is about how fast you are. Being the first person to do something ultimately makes it so that everybody's eyes are on you. Well, not all the time. I mean, I did review the Sword of Eteria, and eventually K-Bash did it, and then he got a lot of people's eyes on it instead of me. But that's because he's a big channel and I'm not, so that makes sense. But outside of that, like, it does help, particularly if you're talking about something popular. Then yeah, if you're the first person to cover something popular, you're going to get a lot of exposure. A lot of exposure. But if you wait till the last minute, no one's going to care. So obviously people want to rush to getting things done, so they're just going to, like, base what they do based on, like, trends on social media, and they'll just follow the trend. And they'll just lie and not even play the game and not even do it, but, like, just make it all up as they go along. As long as it sounds good, like, then that's all that matters, you know what I mean, as far as they're concerned. And yeah, so that's it. Like, there's, like, every incentive to be a cheat and a liar on this platform. There's more incentive than ever to be, like, a cheat on YouTube, to cheat the system and to play the system in a way that kind of, like, takes advantage of people. You know, like, YouTube is pushing that. It's pushing people to be liars. It's pushing people into being disingenuous. And everything is, like, that's how it is. And there's just so much of it on the platform. And obviously that's, like, I guess it's like everything in life. You know, you're always going to have those people that, oh, this isn't going well. Yeah, that went horribly wrong. You know, there's always going to be those people on this platform that are going to take the easy way out or just desperately chase success and will do everything they can and anything to get it at the expense of everybody else. And that's what YouTube is now. It is all about that. I mean, you see so much content nowadays that just you know it's fucking fake. You know it's not genuine. You know these people aren't passionate. They're just doing it because they know it gets views and that's it. You know, there's so much garbage, so much low effort shit, and like, I mean, I want to make a point of just saying that not every YouTuber is like this. There's still good YouTubers out there. It's very hard to find them now. You know, all the garbage gets in your feed now. It's not about the quality now. You get a lot of garbage now, and it's like you used to get some decent stuff if you used the YouTube search, but now it's hard to find old videos that were really good back in the day because they're hidden under all this news clickbait garbage. And it's just like, I don't want to watch this. I want to watch videos that are interesting to me, not fucking clickbait bullshit. You know? I don't want to watch news videos. I don't want to watch trendy videos. I don't want that. I want videos that are genuinely interesting. You know? That's what I want to watch. And those videos are not interesting to me. So why do I keep getting them in my feed? Because that's what YouTube thinks everybody's interested in. And that's the problem. Like, it just assumes that we all want that. Because the majority of people want that. That's how it goes. And obviously YouTube's algorithm isn't good enough to really pinpoint what people want, but the more they try to pinpoint what people want, the worse things get, because then it means that people play the game more, and it's like then they're just like following the algorithm's rules with everything they do and worshipping it like the fucking Bible. And it's just like, that's not the way to go about approaching YouTube. That's not how it should be. It should be about you creating the things that you want to create and doing your best to like make top quality content. But that's not what works. You know, what works is doing things that YouTube wants you to do, not that other people want to watch. Because that's the thing, nobody wants to watch this garbage, but they're conditioned to watch this garbage because of obviously trends and stuff. Like it's a weird thing. It's, how do I explain it? It's not that people want it, it's that they're conditioned to want it. It's that they chase it because, well, like for example, like a new game's coming out, we have to see coverage of a game. People want information. When a new game's like coming out, and this is why my Valve profile video got so much attention. It was a reaction, but people wanted to see how other people would react to the trailer about releasing it. And they went to my video immediately because, well, one, they were hoping that I would give some more information on it, and two, they wanted to just see a reaction. That's kind of the gist of it. So, like, they wanted the information because obviously they might not know much about the series, and they might just, they're hoping that there's something that they missed on the E3 presentation that I somehow have information about, so they just found my video in the hope of finding that, and they didn't get it. Instead they just got, well, they got something. Like, I told them about like a lot of things that, I think that's all the tracks that I have locked, unfortunately. Whatever, we'll do this again. So yeah, people already know a lot of it because of that. Like, they already know like what happened on the trailer, but the thing is that they don't know, they think that I know more, but they don't know that I don't know more, and they just assume that I do. Because people don't really use their brain when they think about these things when they're consuming content, because they're turning their brain off. They consume this content to switch off, you know? And that's the thing, like, they just see something and they're just like, that looks interesting right now, that's what my brain is focused on right now, let's click on it. And I'll admit, I do the same thing, you know? So it's not something that other people do that I don't. I do the same thing that other people do. Like, there's many times that I've clicked on something on YouTube just just because, like, passive curiosity, just like, oh, whatever, let's see this, and then suddenly my YouTube feed is full of videos like it, and I'm like, why? Please don't do this, YouTube. I don't want all of this shit being in my feed, but they always put more in your feed. I hate YouTube. I hate how they fucking, like, you watch one video that just happens to be a popular topic, and then suddenly you'll get a billion videos like it, and you're just like, I just watched one video. That doesn't mean I want to watch every video on this topic, you know? But YouTube doesn't care. Like, it will still recommend more to you anyway. It's just like, come on now. And, like, if you watch a niche video, it's not like they're going to recommend you more niche videos. Oh no, they'll only do it for the popular videos. It's just such a nightmare. Like, YouTube is just such a fucking, like, I mean, I know a lot of people have felt this way already and are so pissed off with YouTube, but, like, honestly, I was, for the most part, rather optimistic about YouTube to some degree up until recent years. I think nowadays I'm starting to get a bit more fed up with it now. And the thing is, I kind of understand that a lot of people have been pissed off about YouTube over the years, but I've definitely been pissed off about YouTube in recent years. Oh, I have. And yeah, it's really problematic now. I think that YouTube has definitely changed for the worse. It absolutely has, and it's just sad how we don't have the old days, like where everybody used to do YouTube poops. Remember those? I mean, some of them still do. Don't get me wrong. There's still a few out, like Machinima as well, like the old Machinimas that people used to do. I mean, they still exist as well. You know, Captain Grimm still makes Machinima, like WoW Machinima, and you know, like Darkness Kirby 2 still makes the freaking Halo Machinima. Like, you might not have heard of the WoW, but I definitely know it. So it still exists. It's just like it's not on the same level as it used to be. Not as many people are doing it, and like obviously you don't see like these. It's not as big as it used to be. Like you don't see a lot of people watching them like they used to. They're very niche now, and yeah, it's kind of sad how that's happened. That you don't see that, because that was pretty cool. That was really cool when people used to make that content, and you don't see it as much anymore. Like WoW Krendor used to do a lot of Machinima, now he just does random stuff. And I mean, I don't blame him. You know, he's made his success. At least he's earned his success on YouTube by working his ass off. I'll give him that. Unlike most WoW YouTubers, like, you know, a lot of them have just done news videos. You know. I'm not going to name names, but I'm pretty sure you all know who I'm talking about. And yeah, like, there's plenty of channels that did WoW news videos that are just huge now. Like, way too huge, like, bigger than they really have any right being. It's just like, all you did was make news videos. That's it, that's all you did. You made news videos. And now suddenly you are one of the biggest channels on YouTube. Like, you're like over 1 million subscribers now, and you're in the big leagues, and now you do like trending content of everything, and it's always WoW, always the WoW content creators. But WoW Krendor was one of the few that actually worked for it and earned it, so I give him some respect. I have some respect for him, but I don't have a lot of respect for all of them, so yeah, just saying. But yeah, like, that's how it used to be, and I miss it. Like, the Halo Machinimas, the WoW Machinimas, you know, even though I hate WoW now, I still have a soft spot for the Machinimas that I used to watch. Like, I remember Ian Beckman did his, like, Machinima and stuff. Like, we're getting into the topic of Machinima stuff. Like, there's so many, like, Machinima creators that I could just shout out right now that used to do Machinima back in the day. There's no point, because they don't exist anymore, but, you know, Ian Beckman, Oxhorn, freaking Rurikar, Krendor, and you know, like Captain Grimm, obviously, you know, and those are the WoW Machinima guys that I think about, and they genuinely do good stuff. Like, I might think WoW is garbage and horrendous, and I don't. Let's put it this way, I still think that it is, but I still enjoy watching the old WoW Machinima, just simply because, like, I think a lot of WoW Machinima are kind of like satire in a way. Like, they really take the piss out of the game and kind of showcase its problems, particularly WoW Krendor's. Like, his his machinimas really were basically just him taking shots at the game. Even though he loves the game, it was basically him making fun of it because it deserved to be made fun of because it really is garbage. Like, you can tell that a game is garbage when, yeah, like the best machinimas are basically machinimas of it being roasted and its community being roasted, and yeah, that's basically what he did. And it's funny because anyone who's played WoW in the past can relate to that sort of thing, you know what I mean? And it was presented in a really cool and interesting way, and yeah, like I won't deny that I have been inspired by WoW Fandom, and like it's kind of the inspiration for the JRPG stereotypes video I did. Like, he was the inspiration for that, believe it or not. He was. I genuinely think that even though he had questionable taste in games, he's a good YouTube content creator and he's made quality content. So, you know. But the thing is, you know, like, you've also got the other ones, like the other machinima creators out there that do Halo machinima. I remember those. Like, obviously, you know, you have the usual, like red versus blue. I was never into that. I just couldn't get into red versus blue. I don't understand. I mean, I suppose it was one of the earliest, so people remember it for that reason. But I just never got into it. I never really understood like the appeal of red versus blue. Personally, I never found it interesting or like funny. It's kind of there, I guess. But I suppose for the time it was a big deal. Then you have Whiff Productions. I don't think a lot of people remember Whiff Productions, but I definitely remember Whiff Productions because they had some of the best, and they're one of the smaller ones as well. But man, Whiff Productions was fucking funny. Like, if you want to know who they were, like Whiff Productions, like look up Halo 3 Noob Olympics. You'll see who they are. That was Whiff Productions. They don't have a channel anymore, but they used to do more than just that. Unfortunately, the channel is gone now, so you can't watch their like other content. They did this other video back when they had their channel, and it was called "Sexual Encounters of an Alien Kind," and I don't think I've ever laughed as much. I don't think I've laughed as much as I did there at a video in a long time. That video was hilarious. And the thing is, it wasn't really like they were making jokes. It was just they were just basically, because elites can't really talk, they had their own language. They were just basically just like, they had all of this subtitles on the bottom while like they were just speaking gibberish and just like making these silly noises as the elites were talking about stuff. And it was just so funny. I just found that hilarious for some reason. There's other ones as well. I think the one that I remember the most, I've forgotten what his name is really. Like the guy who made Army and the Chief, I've forgotten who it is. I honestly have forgotten his name. But yeah, Army and the Chief is hands down, in my opinion, the best one. Like that's definitely the best of the machinima for me on the Halo side. But there were so many others. I just remember with Productions and like Army and the Chief being like the top ones. And of course you've got like Darkness Kirby 2, who's still doing it. Like he's still doing Bone. Like it's insane how he's still continuing on with Bone after all this time, with all these changes that are happening like on YouTube, like, and he's still doing it. Jeez. Let's do it in reverse, screw it, why not? Like, that's dedication right there, and I definitely respect it. But, like I say, like, it's become a rarity now. But that's one example. There's also the countless other YouTube poop channels and stuff, and, you know, other YouTubers that have just come and gone throughout the years. Some of them, like the Devil's Joker, I remember him. That guy was just... I still think that he's the funniest guy on YouTube. I still think he is, because he just manages to turn even the most simplest, most basic of videos into something that's somehow just hilarious. Like, it could be a video about anything and it would be funny. Like, just simply because it's his just simply because it's a freaking Devil's Joker video, you know? Like, man, like, he just knew how to he just had a way with words, that guy. He just had a lot of wit to him, you know? I mean, it's funny really because you have the YouTuber Witty, the Warcraft 3 YouTuber. I think that should have been fucking Rory's name. I think that should have been Rory's channel name because that's literally what he is. Like he is witty as hell. And yeah, like it's kind of weird in a way how like he's disappeared off the face of the earth. But I guess people move on. But yeah, that's how YouTube has changed. So yeah, I felt that like not just as a content creator but as a viewer, as I say. It's not just being a YouTube content creator that I'm feeling this about YouTube, it's as a viewer as well. Obviously there's people that I still watch that I enjoy watching, but the thing is that I feel that outside of those people, and that's the thing, I didn't used to have to just rely on my subscribers. I used to be able to discover things and enjoy discovering new channels and like new content. I don't enjoy that anymore, It's actually very hard to discover good channels now. And you're stuck with the ones that you already have, and obviously they're not going to upload all the time, so it's just like if you want quality, you have to wait for it. Oh shit. I just went right through the fucking cliff. I don't know how that happened, but yeah. Now if you want quality, then you have to deal with that shit. But obviously, like, people have lives, they can't just like make videos all day, so obviously you have to wait for these things because they take time to make. Quality content does take time, people. It doesn't happen out of thin air, Quality content is not some commodity that you can just like generate out of nowhere, Actually, they pushed me out of it. Well, I was dead anyway. I was trying to get in the pit there. So, yeah, there's a lot less content that is good now. A lot less, and that's a shame. And a lot of it has to do with people playing the YouTube system, playing the YouTube game desperately for money. Instead of just making things that they want to make, they're just making garbage. And they might say, oh yeah, well, I do this for fun, I don't do this for the money. Like, who are you kidding? It's like, you can't kid me. I know when you're doing it for the money. It's so fucking obvious, the people that do it for the money, like you can't lie to me, I can tell when you're doing it for the money. It's so easy to tell, at least for me. And so many people do it. So many people are in it for the money. That's how it is. The difference is, some people are honest about it, but those people are in the minority, so you never hear about it. You rarely hear about it. There are a few that admit to it and are honest about it, and kudos to those people. But there's a lot of people that aren't honest about it, and yeah, they still want you to believe that they do it for the passion, but I don't believe it. I think a lot of people do it for the money. Not everybody. I mean, obviously there's exceptions, but a lot of people do. And yeah, because of that, they'll just give in to YouTube bullshit and just play the game, and you can just tell, It's so easy to tell who's playing the game and who isn't. I should have taken that bit thing, god damn it. And yeah, like, that's why you don't have quality anymore, because quality isn't encouraged anymore. In a way, it's kind of discouraged, because taking a chance at making something quality, obviously that takes time to make quality, but at the same time, I mean, you have the people that make like those huge video essays, sure, you have those guys, but the thing about it is that I feel with video essays, success ultimately depends on how popular a game is. If you're doing a video essay on a game that nobody talks about, nobody cares about, it's not going to work. No one's going to watch it. No one's going to care. So, yeah. And that's the problem with video essays. I mean, I've made some myself. I made one on Valve Profile 2. I made one on Doubtful Bad 2 and Star Ocean, and I made one on Grandia 2, and none of them did particularly well. So that should tell you all you need to know. I think that if you're making the 6 millionth Silent Hill 2 analysis, then that's a different story. But unfortunately not everybody cares about Silent Hill 2, and they actually have interests in niche games that they want to cover, and yeah, unfortunately, like, we don't all want to cover that sort of thing, so yeah. Oh, hang on a minute. Have we done this in reverse yet? Let's do this one. So, yeah, that's kind of the thing. That's kind of the thing about YouTube content creators and game reviewers and like all that stuff. It's kind of weird, but I just thought it would be an interesting topic to bring up, like game reviews and just YouTube in general, and just like what it's like to watch YouTube gaming content in 2024. It's not fun. I'm just gonna say that. Like, and not only that, but you also have like, you're bombarded with ads all the time now. Like even if you're not monetized, your videos still have ads on them now, so people have to watch ads to watch your fucking videos. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, this is stupid. Like YouTube is just, it's just gone to shit in so many ways. But I guess it's like everything, you know, once money gets involved, everything goes to shit. And I feel that that's just the thing, people. I think that's just how it is. Once money gets involved, that's it. Everything really does go to shit. It's all downhill from there. And yeah, like, I think that's with every hobby, you know. That's why you have so much toxicity in like multiplayer games. It's because esports exists. That's why people are toxic. No other reason why. It's just that some people think that if they get good enough at a video game, they'll start making money. But that's why they get toxic, because they get frustrated easily when they lose, and it's because they're taking the game too seriously when most people just want to play to relax after a hard day's work. And people don't seem to get that, and unfortunately they take it out on their teammates because their teammates are bringing them down, or they're taking it out on like other things, their opponents, saying that they're cheating or hacking or whatever the fuck. And it's just like, really, it's just that they made a mistake, and yeah, they're just frustrated. But the thing is that people are taking gaming too seriously and skill too seriously and all of that. It's just a fucking game, guys. Like, esports is the worst thing to happen to gaming because it basically normalized the idea of video games being like a occupation, like being good at video games actually making money, and I hate that. I hate that because it's changed how the community is, and it's made the community just like act like a bunch of fucking children, just simply because they're all after the money, and it's made them act toxic because of that, and it's basically bred a lot of toxicity in the gaming community. So yeah. Anyways, that's all I have to really say in this video, guys. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.